Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast live, midweek Wednesday night edition. Yes. I'm going to be holding it down myself tonight, but it's still got a pretty good show for you. Got some pretty interesting topics, I think, and got a couple of quick hits, of course. So obviously, when it's just me, the show tends to go a lot faster. So that's probably what's going to happen here. We don't have Transformer and G, but that's all right. You know, I can handle it. So yeah, got some interesting topics. Going to talk about obviously LeBron, right? We talk about NBA. LeBron is the guy, right? He's the biggest name in that league, so we got to talk about him. We'll talk a little bit about Boomer Esiason, former NFL quarterback, and his recent comments regarding Shadur Sanders, arguably, depending on how you look at it, the top or the second best quarterback coming out in this year's draft class. Then we'll talk the main topic, obviously, Anthony Edwards, and how he recently said that he doesn't have any interest in being the face of the league, and needless to say, I do not like that. But we'll get into it. There's more to it than that, more context. And then finally, we'll finish up with an NFL topic because, of course, the NFL is king, and we will talk about the Cincinnati Bengals and their contract issues and what they're going to do about getting that done. So, yeah, definitely I'm excited and ready to bring you this show, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and you know what I'm going to do. Then we'll take a couple minutes, see if we get some more people in the chat, and then we'll get it rolling. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept aware anytime we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you enjoy the content as you listen, make sure you give us a like, a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And write it down, put it in your phones, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the podcast and you want to help the show continue to grow, make sure you go ahead, click that join button, join the channel. We're going to have some exclusive content just for you. Speaking of that exclusive members only content, I got that on the way. I'm hard at work on it. So hopefully we'll see that pretty soon here. But I think it's going to be a pretty good episode, basketball themed. So, yep, that's on the way. That's coming. All right. Like I said, we'll take a couple of minutes here and we will let a couple people get in the chat, and then we will see what we got going on. So here's the deal. Man, this one was something that bothered me, right? We hear all the time, as you know, LeBron James he's on the way out, right? Like, well, I can't even say he's on the way out, right? This is a guy who is playing at a level where he presumably, if he wanted to, could probably play for like another 3 years and still be a very solid NBA contributor, right? And so LeBron James he's been playing for a long time. He's been the face of the league for a long time. Kind of took it over from Kobe, and between he and Steph, they've been sharing it, going back and forth, right? Let's see. Chris Whitfield says most independent contractors have ghostwriters, but they are writing to a ghost. Interesting. Okay. What do you feel about ghostwriters, Bruce? Laker Nation, and then I'll get back to the topic. I don't really like them. You know what I'm saying? I understand why people do it, but sometimes you can hear the actual ghostwriter style in that person when they're rapping. For instance, man, I can't remember. Fat Joe had an album ghostwritten by Lil Wayne, and you could actually hear Lil Wayne's style in that album. And then some of his earlier stuff, like the Don Cartagena album, and I think the Loyalty album, a lot of the TS guys, the Terror Squad guys, were ghostwriting for him, and you could hear their style in those songs. So, you know, it is what I'm not a huge fan of ghostwriters, but it is what it is. All right, back to basketball. So we've been hearing, like, at some point LeBron has to be done, right? And also it would be beneficial for the NBA, on the whole, to work towards getting a new player to being the face of the NBA, right? Now, it's not something you can just bestow on somebody. You kind of have to figure out who is the person who has the skill set, who is the person that is marketable enough, who is the person that fans want to see, who is the person you could push your weight behind as an entity, right? That can really carry the mantle of being the face of the NBA. And there's a lot of things that kind of go along with that, right? As I mentioned, marketability, skill set, winning, exciting player that fans love to see, somebody that moves the needle, right? And so the NBA is trying to figure out what are they going to do, right? What are you going to do in terms of who's going to be the guy when LeBron steps away? Because you don't want another situation. See, the NBA was lucky that when Kobe kind of took his step down, right, and wasn't the same player towards the end of his career, and then he had to step away, LeBron was there kind of at the peak of his powers, so he could step right in. The NBA was lucky in that case because back in 94, 93, 94, they did a poor job in being prepared. Now, granted, Michael Jordan kind of did this unexpectedly, but they did a poor job in being prepared for when Michael Jordan stepped away. So you saw the 2 years, 93, 94, 94, 95, when Olajuwon and the Rockets won back-to-back championships. Then Jordan came back, won 3 more championships, and everything skyrocketed for the league again. But when he was done after the 98 season, after that last dance season, oh man, keep your heads ringing. That was a beautiful, beautiful track. Man, that production was crazy. Anyway, man, you keep distracting me, Laker Nation, man. Let's get back to it, bro. So anyway, what was I saying? When we look at what happened to the NBA, even though there was some really good basketball, right? They took a big step down in terms of popularity, right? Until Kobe was kind of really able to, LeBron came into the league and Kobe really took over and helped to lift the league back up again. And then, like I said, when Kobe was kind of at the end, then LeBron took it over and LeBron and Steph did their thing back and forth. And that really helped to hold the league up. But now, you're wondering who it's going to be, right? So you don't want to be in a position from 98, 99, 99, 2000, all the way till about maybe 2004, kind of, even though there was some really great basketball being played, wondering who's the face of the league, who's going to carry it, and dealing with the kind of the downtimes in the NBA in terms of ratings and excitement. Why? Because Michael Jordan just wasn't there anymore, despite Allen Iverson doing his thing and being amazing, and Steph Marbury and Kobe Bryant and Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan and Shaquille O'Neal. So you don't want to be in that position. So now the league is desperately trying to figure out who's going to be the next face. And so now you have an interesting conundrum, right? And why do you have an interesting conundrum? Because you're in a situation where so many of the best players in the league, well, not so many, but some of the best players, like the top 5 guys, are international, right? Obviously, you have Jokic. He has no interest whatsoever in being the face of the league. All he wants to do is ball, win, go home to Serbia during the offseason and be with his horses, right? And he loves to raise horses. That's his thing. So he doesn't want to be in that situation. You have Luka Doncic, who is Slovenian, right? Now, he's not as reserved or as stoic as Jokic is, but still, he's not an American guy. You have Wemby, who just got here, who looks like he's going to be a real dog. You see, and what I love about Wemby is that he's skilled, still takes too many threes for me, but that is what it is. It's the modern game. But he's super skilled, but he also got the dog. Like, he wants it, right? He wants to dominate. He wants to win. You saw that just in the All-Star contest, the All-Star game the other night, right? And while a lot of guys don't play as hard in the All-Star game, he was out there playing D, blocking shots, trying to score in the post, everything. So respect due to Wemby. So you got him. He's French. Obviously, Embiid, if he could stay healthy, he might have a shot at it. But, again, he's from Africa, from Cameroon, if I'm not mistaken. So that right there can create a divide with many American fans. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, an incredible player, but he's Canadian and also doesn't seem to have the best, the biggest, brightest personality, right? Jason Tatum, who wants to be the face. I think I heard him say that before in an interview. He would love to be the face of the NBA. Really skilled player, but he just has no personality. So that's not for him. And it's cool because he's the kind of guy that never gets in any trouble off the court. You always see him with his son, so he looks like a very involved father. That's something that the NBA would love to be able to promote, but he just doesn't have any personality. He doesn't have it, right? So, like, the cameras don't just go find him. He's not one of those guys, right? Like a LeBron, like a Kobe. So the next guy is who? Anthony Edwards, right? He's super athletic. He plays hard. He attempts to defend. He talks his trash. He's got a big smile. He's, he's really good. And he is the guy, I think, that a lot of people would love to see being the next face of the NBA. Now, this is right before the All-Star break. I think he had 49 points this game, but you can just see like he's got a lot, man. He's got the total package in terms of being a player. Now, again, he's another guy in my estimation, shoots too many threes. I think he's shooting like 10 threes a game this year, 10 or 11, but I think he's almost at 40%. So, but I mean, he's like a regular guy. You know, he can drive to the basket, he can bang on you, he can shoot the three. But again, he defends, he's down to earth, he doesn't get in any trouble off the court. And he just loves to hoop. But you look at Anthony Edwards and you're wondering, like, what's missing, right? That's the guy the NBA would love to have. But so you ask yourself, why is the NBA want Anthony Edwards to be the guy so badly, right? So remember I talked about some of the top players in the league, right? I talked about your Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I talked about your Luka Doncic, and I talked about your Nikola Jokic, and I talked about, when you're healthy, your Joel Embiids, and I talked about your Wemby, who's a young dog. I talked about all these guys, right? But guess what? As I mentioned, all these guys are foreign players. Me personally, I come from two immigrants, right? My parents didn't even know each other before they came to this country. So I have no problem with foreign players or foreign people on the whole, right? My wife is an immigrant, right? So I look at all of this, and that none of that means anything to me. But the average American, and it's not taking a shot at American, but there's a concept, I'm sure you guys have heard of it. It's called American exceptionalism, right? That's just to believe that America stands on its own, on top of the world. And unfortunately, there's a kind of mentality that a lot of other places in the world are irrelevant and people from those places aren't irrelevant. And so, like anyone else, there's a desire to connect to people who you find to be like you. There's a desire to connect to people to whom you feel you have something in common, right? And so what happens is you have all these European players, and the average American is not going to feel like they can connect with said player, right? And so that makes it a lot harder, whether it's something of a language barrier, right? Whether it's cultural barriers, whether, whatever it may be, that makes it a lot of American fans find it very difficult to connect with. And so it's my firm belief, I could be proven wrong, maybe Wemby will be the guy to do it, but it's my firm belief that an international player, someone born overseas, a foreigner, will never be the face of the NBA. They're just not going to. We heard Stephen A. Smith say on First Take the other day that the NBA is an American-bred league. It's a domestic league and an American game, being basketball, which is odd because Dr. Naismith was Canadian, but whatever. But yeah, so he says that basketball is an American game. The NBA is an American league, a domestic league. And so as such, like, a European or an international player can never be the face of our league, right? And so I think there's some truth to that, but I also think he was being disingenuous because he didn't want to say what I just said. And what I just said is that on the whole, Americans generally are not going to accept an international player as the face of anything American, right? You got to come out and say it. So anyway, Anthony Edwards was asked about being the face of the NBA going forward. So I just got a couple of clips here of what he has to say. So we'll go ahead and play that. They'll be very short, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it some more.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. You can and will be that guy.
Well, I'm capable of being that guy, but I don't want to be that guy. Put it like that. I want to be the guy to just show up and hoop and just kill dudes and go home.
Do you consider yourself the top candidate to be the next face of the league?
No, not really.
Why?
That's what they got. That's what they got Wemby for.
Okay, so that was two separate situations. So the first one, he was on the set of one of the NBA shows, and they were asking, what is it, guy? Can you be that guy? And he's like, yeah, I can be that guy. I can, but I don't want to be that guy. Like he said, I want to be the guy, shows up, gets busy, balls, and kills you, and then goes home, right? And it's funny that his idol is Kevin Durant, and that's the exact same mentality that Kevin Durant has, right? And that's weird to me, right? I get, you want to go out and hoop, but you're a professional player, and you're that good that people are looking at you to be the face of the league, and you could care less. All you want to do is just come hoop and go home. Like, you have to be special in order to have people even look at you in that light. And they have to believe that you're even capable of carrying that mantle, right? Now, I'm not saying that's for everybody. And that right there, let me let me big up LeBron James for this. Everyone isn't built to carry the mantle of being the face of the NBA for a little bit, furthermore, an extended amount of time. And LeBron has done that, never gotten in any problems. Now, do I agree with everything he's done? No. Do I think that some of his antics and some of his behaviors have led to worse situations in the league? Yes, but on the whole, LeBron has done a good job and a fair job of being the face of the NBA. Has never embarrassed the league in any way, never caused any problems, never been in any issues off the court. So all the while, winning multiple championships and multiple MVPs. So that's pretty much what the face of the league does, right? He did that, and he's done it for quite some time. And so Anthony Edwards, to say that and to have that Kevin Durant mentality is, man, it's kind of weird to me. I don't know that I like it. I almost feel like when you have that mentality, yeah, you want to come out, you want to show off your skills, you want to kill somebody, but do you care about winning? Do you care about everything that comes with greatness? I don't think you do. I don't know that Anthony Edwards actually cares about greatness. That's so weird to me, right? And then you heard in the second part of the clip, when he was at the press conference, and the reporter asked him, about being the face of the league, and he says, that's what they got Wemby for. I thought that was really weird. Like, is he trying to make a point that they being the league, wants Wemby to be the face of the league, which would make sense, right? You want an international player if you can make it happen. Why? Because the league doesn't seem to care that much about the domestic audience nor the domestic product. They want to continue to grow the league overseas. And we've talked about that. Why? Because there's a lot of untapped money overseas, right? And so if you can get somebody who's international to be the face of the league overseas, well, now you got an even bigger pot to put your hand in to fill your coffers, right? So I get that too. So I'm interested to know, what was Anthony Davis thinking about when he made that commentary and saying, like, nah, that's what they got Wemby for. That was neat. Not neat in a good way. But I'm also wondering, like, why would you not want to, if you're Anthony Edwards, if you're that special and you are, and you're saying, I could be that, I just don't want to be that. Like, what's the deal? I don't get it. Let's see. Lincoln Nation says the 4 commissioners are having a call before the conference meeting in Dallas to discuss. Yeah. I'm tracking that. Why are you bringing that up now, man? We're not talking college football now. But yeah, I did hear about that. Let's see. Oh, Lincoln Nation, why you didn't bring up your cowardly Trojans out here trying to duck my Irish? But anyway, Edwards says Victor will soon work out with your dream and be better. So here's my thing. Even if he does work out with Dream, like, I don't understand why these guys are doing it when so few of them actually go into the post and employ what Dream is teaching them, right? That's what I don't get. What is the point of paying Dream, I think it's like $50,000, and working out with him and, trying to learn where he can teach you because, his level of greatness, but then not employing it or not being allowed to employ it by the team that you play for? I really don't get that. I just don't. Let's see. Chris Whitfield, no confidence. Are you saying Anthony Edwards doesn't have confidence? Is that what you're saying? Woodage says Anthony Edwards just wants to be a basketball player and doesn't want the celebrity and fame that comes along with it because of how many players didn't know how to handle that pressure. So I get it. But again, and that's funny because I've always said, like, if I could have, I've always, give me the money. I don't want the fame. So I totally get it, because with the fame comes all that extra stress. But when you're in this situation, like, it's really hard to just be a basketball player and be great, but not have the other stuff. And like, if you really care about this league, do you want to see it go to, again, like Stephen A says, this is an American league and it's the domestic product and this is an American sport? Because look, I guarantee when Anthony Edwards was in the Olympics, he didn't want to see America lose to, the other teams. So why would you want to hand over your league to a player from another country? I really don't get that. Woody says Embiid was going to work out with Hakeem, but then got hurt again. So it's funny. I think Embiid is kind of, I don't know if he still does. I know he had an issue with Dream a couple of years ago because Dream said he would take Jokic over him. And I don't know if Dream did that on purpose to kind of maybe stoke Embiid's fire. But I think the next game, Embiid gave Jokic like 47 and 17, totally destroyed him, like annihilated him. I was like, damn, But okay, my bad, Edward. He didn't play against him in Denver. He only did that in Philly. Like, I don't know what that's going, but anyway, it's not that serious. What's good, my brother? What's good? Another member of the channel. It's not that serious. Good to see you here. By the way, everybody, I hope you guys have clicked that like and subscribe button if you're here. Definitely appreciate you being here. We need those likes. It helps the channel move out and get along to more people. If you haven't already, please click that like. Please click that like. All right. Edward says it'll take time. Look at Giannis. Mid-range is improving. Absolutely. But Giannis, I don't think can ever be the face of the league. He just can't. Even though he does work, like his game is not aesthetically pleasing enough to be the face of the league, if you know what I'm saying. Like, so not only do you like it's a whole package, right? And then unfortunately, if we're honest, like Giannis, it doesn't bother me, but Giannis has what many Americans would perceive as a heavy accent. So I think that a lot of them might not want to hear that when he's doing interviews and doing commercials and stuff, even though he's got some commercials. All that stuff really plays a role, believe it or not. And so Giannis will never be the face of the league. The Greek freak, that's not going to happen. It just is what it is. Let's see. The American players aren't worthy to be the face of the league. I agree with that too. But it's not just about the players. It's about the fans, and it's about the marketing and the big corporations that are going to attach themselves to you as the face of the league. All that stuff matters, man. All that stuff matters. So yeah, Anthony Edwards does not have any interest in being face of the league. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is, right? I'm gonna go. Yeah, Edward, Hakeem said a couple of years ago, I don't know if he said that permanently or I don't know why he said it, but he was asked about it, and I think he said he would take Joker over Embiid. Yeah. And so immediately after that, like within the next couple of weeks, Joker got totally annihilated by Embiid. And I don't know if Dream did that to push the button, because he knows that Embiid is on record saying that when he started playing basketball back in Africa, one of his coaches gave him an Olajuwon tape. And he said he just wore it out, watching it over and over again, and then going out and trying to practice the moves. And it's funny because he doesn't quite move like him, but you can see some Olajuwon in his post game when you watch Embiid play. Well, in the few times that Embiid's on the floor, but when you watch him play, when he is out there, you can see evidence that he studies Olajuwon. So I don't know if Olajuwon knew that and was just trying to press the button. I don't know, but he did say that. So I don't know. But let's go ahead. I'm going to open up the phone lines, 904-219-8264, 904-219-8264. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on Anthony Edwards, why he doesn't want to be the face of the league. If you believe he's capable of being face of the league, what players you do feel are capable of being face of the league, and if an international player could ever hold that position. So yeah, waiting on you. Go ahead, give us a call. Let's hear what you got to say on that. Embiid was probably super quick before the injuries kicked in. Yeah, he was. Like, if you just go look, I think you can look on YouTube, Embiid post moves. Yo, son is nice. And again, that's why, like, I push back so much on this, this Joker is all this and all that stuff, because there's not really much big man competition, and he doesn't defend. So, like, how good can he be? That's a problem for me. Let's see. Greg Oden was the worst. So this is the thing. Like, Greg Oden wasn't that bad, but he's another guy that was cursed by the injury bug, man. Those injuries can really ruin somebody's career, and it's tough. But I don't think that Greg Oden was that bad. He would have been pretty solid if he could have stayed healthy. Laker Nation, what's good, man?
Why are you trying to start with me, Bruce?
I'm not trying to start with nobody. What you talking about?
Yeah, you did.
What?
You brought up that Notre Dame crap.
Hey, man, you bringing up college football. We're not even talking about college football right now. You want to bring it up, talk about your cowardly Trojans. I'm just saying.
Man, don't get me started on you, Bruce.
I'm just saying. Y'all the ones trying to duck out of
I don't
100.
want to hear nothing about no source coming from a Notre Dame fan.
Look it up. Look it up.
Man,
look it up.
I don't want. Hey, man, I don't.
Look it up. That's all I'm saying.
Brucey.
Do you have a call? Do you have something to say about the topic, Laker Nation?
Brucey, don't start with me.
Do you have something to say about the topic, brother?
Don't start with me.
I'm not starting nothing. You can look it
Yeah,
up.
you did.
It's
You
not.
started. You started.
Listen, it's not my fault the Trojans are trying to be cowards. That's not on me.
You start.
Okay. Do you have something about the Ant-Man topic and facing the NBA, Laker Nation?
This guy, yeah. You want to change subject?
I'm just. That's what we're talking about.
I'm the face of the league. How about that?
You can be the face of the league. Ant-Man don't want it. Go get it.
You know, man. He don't. How is he gonna be the face of the league anyway?
I think he, based on what they are looking for, they being the powers that be, based on what the powers that be are looking for in order to be the face of the league, I think that he could be. Does that mean he should be? I don't know, but I think he could be.
Man, the only two that I see that can step out and be the face of the league and show that they can carry is SGA and Wemby.
So that
players going into the future.
I don't know if SGA, as good as he is, I don't know if he has the personality for it. Wemby has it all, but again,
man, Steve, you ain't gonna go to South Central and say that, man. Hush.
No, he wouldn't go to South Central and say that. That wouldn't be smart. Why would he do that?
ain't no soft over there, bro. Trying to chill out. That's trying to piss me off tonight.
He's not talking about the fans over there. He's talking about them. But anyway, where were we? Yeah, so Wemby, I don't know if America's ready to accept, a European guy being the face of the league. That's the other problem.
They ain't got no choice.
You think?
Who do you got?
I don't. I have no idea who it's going to be.
Once LeBron steps down, who's going to carry the league?
I don't know, but I'll tell you. Think about, why do you think they're trying to build so much hype on Cooper Flag? Because they want him to be it. Think about it. They've been waiting for the next great white hope since Larry Bird stepped away from the game, right? And they're saying Cooper Flag may well be it. He might be the one, right? And so that's what they're really looking for, and that's fine. But I don't. I think that's what they're waiting for. So
I don't know. I gotta see. I haven't caught none of his games this year yet.
He could ball. I think he's been player of the week like 8 or 10 times already in the ACC. Like, now, don't get me wrong, people vote on that, but he can do it though.
Yeah, he hooped down here, and he hooped down here in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think he's from Maine originally.
He's well known out here.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he played the camps and whatnot. But yeah, he was on USA select team, and they said he did work against the USA team. So I don't know if that means something or not.
Well, that caught their attention, but it's like I'm not talking about the vets in there now. I'm talking about the next generation coming up.
Yeah, I know. I really don't know who it might be.
Going to carry it for the next 15 years.
15 is a stretch. I don't know, man.
But they're not putting their stock behind nobody besides Curry and LeBron right now. And it's also like no ratings are up when anybody else plays except for when LeBron plays Curry.
Right.
And when Wemby's on national TV.
Well, at some point they're gonna have to figure that out, aren't they?
Well, I think SGA should be the next one.
But you gotta have the personality, and I don't think he has that though. And I'm not trying to diss my man. I just don't think he has that. I don't.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But I had a comment for what was that other? Who was you arguing? Who was you yelling at before the last topic?
I have no idea.
That Dante kid.
Oh yeah. He was. I was asking him about why, what he meant by saying old guys always hating on the young people or something like that. But he just disappeared. He didn't answer me. Normally, when people call you a hater, they're not. It's a low information response. It is what it is.
No, what's happening with that is you got people that know nothing about the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Is telling these young MCs that are coming out what to write and say about their own culture.
Right.
And that's why the old cats are not backing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the OGs aren't backing it, because they're like, you ain't gonna tell us what's going on in our neighborhoods and stuff like that, or about our culture when you don't know nothing about it.
Right.
You're just a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to see people mindlessly nod their head and dance to retarded shit.
Right.
And as long as that money come in, y'all don't care.
Right.
Like, for example, that K Dot and Drake so-called beef. That's all mainstream just for them to, for that money, that paper trail to go through.
Okay, I can see that.
And it ain't about I know you didn't got a K Dot fan, but
nope.
That's all it was about. And another thing I want to touch is why do people keep bringing up Jordan in these conversations?
In terms of what?
When we trying to hold another person accountable for the stuff that they pull, why we always gotta bring Jordan up?
Because Jordan is the standard. He is the example. He is the best to ever do it. So when you're getting compared to him and you're being in a so-called, GOAT argument, then that's what's going to happen.
There is no GOAT argument.
Agreed. But to most people there is. So
it don't make any sense, because if you're gonna bring him up, say all the facts. Like, he didn't quit as people trying to make it seem. You got an owner that was trying to break that team up during the three-peat and brought an unqualified coach that's never coached in the league to take over Phil Jackson's job while they were still winning championships. So if you're going to bring that up, bring up the whole truth. That's why he left. He's like, if you're going to because they forced Phil out. Because he wanted that guy in there. And Jordan, Pippen, none of them, they were like, and it wasn't just Jordan that walked away. All of them walked away. They're like, we're not going to stay around if that's what you're going to do. We built it with this group here. Let us go out on our own merit. If we go out and get beat, then that's cool. But don't snatch it from him. That's why they broke it. That's why he left. He left. Pippen was out of it was leaving. Phil already said that he was gone, that he was leaving because he wasn't going to deal with it. That's why he left.
Right.
It wasn't because he didn't quit. Like, just tell the truth.
Front office can they can make or break a situation even when you got everything else in place. And we know that was not Reinsdorf, Krause. Yeah, he was determined that he was going to make it happen without Phil, and if need be, without Jordan. Which I don't know what he was thinking, but hey,
that's how that it is. But going back to what Atman said, that's just basically the mentality of this era basketball players.
Agreed.
Like, I get it, yeah. He was honest, but if anybody don't, if they say, hey, if they walk up to you and say, hey, Bruce, we want to make you the face of the league, this, that, and the third, we're going to put this behind you. We feel like you can carry it. If you don't be like, shit, let's give it a shot.
Right.
You soft.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
Point blank.
Yeah. And let me, while I got you, this is what Stephen A. Smith actually had to say. He says, I don't believe an international player can be the face of the NBA. I know they're global iconic figures. Their popularity extends globally, but the NBA is an American-born sport. It needs to resonate in America. And if it doesn't resonate in America, then it's not going to matter to America how you resonate beyond. That's a fancy way of saying exactly what I said, right? American exceptionalism, American ethnocentrism, i.e., nothing else matters outside of our own borders. And that is why, and he's right. I'm right there with him. He wrapped it up nicely, but at the end of the day, most Americans don't care to see an international player be the face of a domestic league. That's all there is.
They're gonna back who they want to back. And that's who you make the face of your league, who your fans is backing, but they don't care about what the fans want.
Right.
It's obvious about the moves that they're making.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So it don't matter if they're international, it don't matter if they're American born, it don't matter what nationality or their skin color. If they like you, they're gonna back you.
Yeah, but being American born leads a lot to said like. So that's the whole point of that. But you got anything else, man? Go ahead and wrap this up and then move on to the last topic.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I don't give a rat's ass about anybody's opinions. I went there. I'm from there. There's no softness when it comes to USC. That's all a bunch of mumbo jumbo because you way in another area shoveling your snow. So that's school in the middle of the hood, so you can get that out of there.
No, we talking about the. All right, let me digress from it. We talking about the football program here, right? And that is soft. And the reason I say that's soft, right?
I'm talking about the football program.
Right.
I don't have no facts. Only thing that you sent me something from a Notre Dame fan.
All right, but relax. Hold on.
Of course, we're rivals. Of course, they're going to talk. They're going to talk on that slant.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. That's fine. But I'm not even just talking about that.
I'm not going to take that as.
I got you.
As factual.
I got you, but hold on. But it actually is that they're trying to work on possibly getting out of that 100-year rivalry, 100+ year. But here's the thing, right? The big thing that they're talking about, having to fly, all over the country to play these games, because obviously the Big Ten stretches from California all the way to Maryland, right? So East Coast to West Coast, and Mid-America, all that. And so it's a lot of travel back and forth. This is why I say they're soft. Notre Dame's been doing that since they were riding the train, since before planes became, a national easy way of travel, right? Newt Rockne was literally getting his guys on the train, going out there, playing USC, come back and playing Army the next week in New York, right? So I say all this to say, we've been doing this. Notre Dame has been doing this for over 100 years. USC has to do it for 1 year, and now they're freaking complaining. That is soft. So you can take it how you want to take it, but it is soft. You trying to duck out after 1 year.
That's your opinion. That's y'all choice. Y'all chose to be independent. So that is y'all.
Actually, we didn't. So
no, y'all made that. No, y'all made that choice.
No, we didn't make the choice.
Y'all had options to join conferences.
No. Do you know why? You know what? I'm not. No. I'm not even going to tell you. You can look up why Notre Dame is independent. You can look that up.
So y'all flying everywhere. I don't want to hear that argument because that's y'all choice.
You can look up why Notre Dame is independent. I don't have to argue with you.
Flying from Notre Dame. I'm not making no excuses. I gotta look into this before I comment on it fully.
Yeah, you do that.
I'm just not gonna let you disrespect my alma mater because I went there.
Mm-hmm.
So
you do that. You look into it.
It's a difference flying from LA across country every week than from Gary, Indiana, which is in the middle of the United States. That travel miles are not the same.
So wait a minute.
You can take it however you want.
When Notre Dame goes to MetLife Stadium, when Notre Dame goes to the East Coast, right? MetLife Stadium to play Navy or Army or whoever it is they play out there, right? Or when they go play Rutgers or whatever it may be, they had to play all those, and then they got to fly back the other way and go play Stanford on the West Coast. How is that not the same? Yeah, I thought so.
Gary, Indiana is in the middle of the United States.
First of all, South Bend, Indiana. That's number one, right? South Bend, not Gary. Two different things. Next up, I believe that's me. But anyway, no, next up, you can say that. But the fact is, when Notre Dame got to go from one side of the country to the next, it's the same thing. When USC flies from USC to Minnesota, that's not going all the way to the East Coast, is it? Right? That's in the middle of the country. So what's your argument? It's not standing up right now.
It is standing up. So you ain't flying from you ain't flying out of California.
No, but when you fly from Indiana to California, what's your difference?
You're saying that's the argument. They're saying they want to pull out of the rivalry because of the travel. I gotta look into that.
Okay.
That don't make any sense.
Okay, you do that.
So
you won't be upset.
Look into that, and then I'll comment. I'll comment on it. But
very good. We'll do that.
I don't know who made the decision to disband the Pac-12 and have them join the Big Ten or whatever. They knew that they were going to have to pay Penn State and all of them before they even signed that contract.
Mm-hmm.
So that don't make any sense.
No, the Pac-12's previous Pac-12's previous not AD, their previous president, was it Larry Scott? He was bad. He set you all up with a horrible TV deal that ended up taking you all down the toilet. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time.
Look at the fact that you're going up and down the coast, and you fly out to the East Coast and the Midwest maybe once or twice a year.
What?
You got to adjust to doing that every week.
What? All right. So, you know what? All right. Do your research. We'll talk about it.
They got to look into that too.
All right. We'll talk about it. But yeah, let me go, and we'll get to the next the final topic of the night. Thanks for the call, brother. All right, y'all. Another good call from Laker Nation. Trojans. All right. We will go now to final topic of the night. Let's get a little bit of NFL in. Why? Because NFL is king. So we got to talk about that. All right. So we heard and leading up. Oh, hold on. My God, let's go. Bruce, what up?
What's going on, man? How y'all
maintaining,
feeling?
My brother. Doing all right, man. How about you?
Fine yourself.
You breaking up, man. You breaking up. I want to hear what you got to say. You breaking up.
Hold on.
Okay.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead, man.
You got me now?
Yes, sir.
Ant-Man don't want to be the face of the league. I'm assuming he might don't want the pressures of being the face of the league.
I think you're right.
Understand what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
He might don't want the scrutiny that comes with it, Mm-hmm. Everybody highlighting every little thing, and every little thing that goes wrong in the league, everything he do is going to be highlighted. So he maybe don't want that in his life. He may want to keep his life private.
Right.
Another thing, we can't say that a small market can't have the face of the league. As LeBron was the small market, he became the face of the league.
No, I didn't. I don't think I said that. I don't think I said that.
No, I'm saying I was going to say that because Ant-Man in Minnesota.
Okay, I got
that's
you.
Not no real big, huge market. Wemby's with the Spurs. That is not no real big market.
Nope.
So,
You breaking up again, man. You breaking up again.
Hold on. Let me get another spot. Hold on.
All right. Appreciate it.
Hold on, bro.
Okay.
Hold on for 1 sec. My bad, yo.
You good.
Yeah, maybe I need a new phone. I'm being too cheap.
I got you, man.
You hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Like I was saying, maybe they trying to indirectly they want Luka to be the face of the league, but you know how that's going to go in America.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we talk about that on First Take today about a foreign player being the face of the NBA, which I see no issue with it.
You don't, but I think most of America does.
Yeah. Most of America, of course. You know how it is.
Yeah, I do.
You know how the good old boy network is.
Yeah.
But Ant-Man, he would be a great face of the league. Got charisma. He's tough. He make people laugh. He got a great smile.
Yeah.
They try to push that for him for the past 2 years. Remember, they were trying to call him coming to Jordan. He looked like Jordan.
That was too much.
They trying though.
They did, yeah.
They most definitely trying to push that on the league, and he made that great run in the playoffs last year, which was a big thing. He got tired though. That last series he got to go out.
I was about to say he ran out of gas. Yeah,
ran out of gas. You could tell. I don't think he take the gym as serious as he did last year. I'm pretty sure he locked it now.
I agree. Agreed.
I think Kobe would have loved Ant-Man.
I think so too.
I think Kobe really would have loved Ant-Man. Who else you think Kobe probably would have loved? Like that's up and coming. Shea.
Yeah. I think he'd have been a big fan of his. Yes, that's a great call. Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey. Love Tyrese Maxey. But you know, Kobe was stern. Man, he couldn't stand. Well, I don't mean to go to the Lakers. I'm just gonna go real quick. Remember when they got the Dwight Howard? He was furious at the Dwight Howard because he was joking too much. He didn't like that he played.
Taskmaster. Yeah.
He liked to joke and play too much, and he used to always say the appreciation he had for Shaq. You see why he had to appreciate Shaq because and to see how great Dwight Howard was, and he's just joking. That clown, he's a clown. He was clowning, and Kobe.
So when I heard Dwight Howard's interview, he was saying like that's just him. He said because he loved the game so much and it brought him so much joy. He's like, why would I be around there with a screw face looking mean and all that? He said, I love playing this game. It's done so much for me. It brings me so much joy. So I'm having fun. And he also said that when he got to Orlando, he was the guy. He didn't have any veteran on that team to teach him how to lead and to be that. So I'm like, that's fair. I never even looked at it that way.
Yeah, truthfully, I ain't like Dwight Howard's character. He used to play and laugh too much. I didn't like it. But you can't take away his effort in his prime.
No, you can't. You can't. No,
he
not
played
at
hard.
all.
He was a tip-top shape. He played hard. He played big. But back to Ant-Man,
yes.
I just truly believe Ant don't want what the pressure of being the face of the league is. When a ball feeds his family, I don't think you want the scrutiny to come with the face of the league. Like, let me ask you this: has any player in history ever came out and said, "I'm the face of the league," or is always the media in the NBA that push that on a person?
I don't recollect any players saying it. I think you're right. I think it's kind of guys are anointed, right? So like Magic and Bird held it jointly. I think we can agree with that. And then of course, you know, Michael Jordan after that. And like even when he was gone, like 94, 93, 94, 94, 95, there was kind of a void there, right? Nobody knew what it was going to be. And then obviously he came back and grabbed it right back. And then when he was done, it was like, okay, what now? And then I think it was kind of like they didn't really have one until like maybe 2005. And then Kobe just took that over and he had it probably till about 2010, 2011. And then LeBron took that, and between LeBron and Steph, they've had it since.
Don't disrespect my man AI like that. He was the face of the league for a few years.
No, I absolutely disagree. I don't see that.
Not commercially, but he was the face of the league.
Well, I think
in the early era, he was the face.
But the commercial piece has to be a big part of it. That's just that's not all of it, but that's a part of it.
I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, you're right. But we had to try to act like AI wasn't a big commercial success with his fitting shoes.
That's true. He did.
The way he dressed and his crossover and his Jada Kiss commercials.
Yeah.
So AI was the face of the league when he crossed Ty Lue over and stepped over. He was at his peak. He was that guy.
Maybe that might be something I need to go back and. You might be right.
Those him and Vince Carter years. It's kind of the faces of the league.
The problem is that Vince was in Canada. That's the only problem with that.
Yes, but he was American.
Yeah. But you know, him being in Canada, it was hard for us to be able to see him often.
So we couldn't consider Shaq and Kobe faces of the league after Mike retired?
Yeah, that's what I don't know, man. I it never felt that way. I don't know.
Right.
It
didn't feel that way. Hey, even though he was, I mean, so you don't think no international player could be the face of the league?
I don't. And it's not because I don't think they're deserving. I just think the American mindset won't allow it. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying I just don't think that I don't see it.
Well, we all know LeBron. He make it known that he the face of the league. He abuses power. You know?
But look, here's the thing: LeBron has never gotten in any trouble off the court.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's won a lot. He's been MVP. He's put up a lot of numbers. I mean, he's done a good job as face of the league. Do I agree with the way he moves all the time? No, but he's done a good job in that position. And to your point, everybody don't have the shoulders to carry that burden, and he does, and he has for a long time. So I gotta keep it a buck there.
Yes, but Ant-Man, I would love for him to really take that forefront. I was like, it's my league, and I'm going to enter the dunk contest, even though I'll probably lose. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to do the 3-point contest like Mike did.
Yeah,
but yeah, would be cool. I was saying, yeah, but I just think he don't want scrutiny. I think he just want to go home, feed his family, ball. Like Kevin Durant never gave me that. Durant never gave me that dog, that nasty, you know?
Because he don't have that.
Imagine if
he would be unstoppable.
Imagine if Kevin Durant had what Russell Westbrook had to him.
Yeah, there would be nothing you could do. Honestly, you couldn't do anything.
The passion that Russ played with.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jason Tatum, face of the league. He's handsome. I'm saying pause. I'm not.
No. Listen, you good.
He's a good-looking young man. He's quiet.
He's a good father. Yeah.
Beautiful children. Everything about him. He's in a big market. He's in historical.
Yeah.
He's in a historical goddamn city in a historical team, a championship. But he's too stoic. You don't have no charisma.
No, none. 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 And I have no problem admitting that. He don't have it.
Yeah. And if he start trying to be that way, it's not going to be fake.
No, it's not authentic. Absolutely.
Not authentic. So imagine if Jason Tatum had the same charisma Ant Williams had.
Oh,
Ant-Man.
Right.
He's the truth. Truthfully, if I was a businessman and I was somebody to be the face of my league, it would be Jason Tatum. But he don't have no goddamn charisma.
None.
Hey, even Barkley was like kind of face of the league. Barkley had charisma. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he just be a knucklehead though.
But I think it's sad that we want to accept international players is the face of the league. But hey, that's how America is. The good old boy network, brother. So with that being said, yeah, man, like I said, Ant-Man, he's cool.
Right.
I think I understand. I respect him. He just don't want the scrutiny. He ain't trying to carry. And what they should talk about? LA soft as cotton. We all know that basketball.
Here you go, man. Don't start all that. Don't start that.
Yes, he been soft since.
Although
there ain't been nothing since. There ain't been soft as cotton.
Although we can point out that as you mentioned it, right? Remember when Kevin Love was in college at UCLA, right? UCLA they were struggling, and then what's his name? The coach came out from Pitt, from the Big East.
Right.
The coach came out from Pitt, immediately infused an East Coast mentality, and they went straight to the Final Four in back-to-back years. Interesting how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, the LA Hoopers, they finesse, they soft. They soft.
Tyson Chandler might not be trying to hear that.
Only thing tough came in the LA for us Hoopers is Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce got an East Coast mentality. But LA is soft. East Coast is way tougher than West Coast. Anything like,
man, you're gonna have Laker Nation hot in here, man.
I'm ready for they got a big debate on that on Tuesday how LA Hoopers was soft.
Really?
Kenya Martin called out LA Hoopers, talking about they soft as cotton in LA.
Wow.
Look it up. You get a chance. I'll probably see you. You just look it up. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, Kenya Moore, Kenya Moore from Dallas. He's like,
Yeah.
LA balls was in our day, they were soft as cotton. Only thing was stuff coming up was Paul Purge.
Wow.
All the rest of them are guys.
Nah, Tyson Chandler, he'll probably have something to say about that.
Yes, East Coast got all the tough. East Coast got all the tough hoopers. But yeah, man.
Yeah,
how you
Steve,
feeling, man?
Ben Howland.
Man.
Yeah.
The show's doing good. Appreciate the show. Where the guys at, man? What's going on these
man.
shows?
Well, you know, G, man. G working hard for the nation, and Transformer had something going on. So they'll be back, though. Yeah, Steve, it was Ben Howland. You're right.
You're going to send me a link one day. I'm going to pop in one day on you.
Yeah. No, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Maybe you need to talk about hip hop. I heard y'all talk about hip hop too. So
I was trying not to.
You're a tough soldier, boy.
I try to tell you, man. I'm a purist, man.
Let your door stand and shine, man. Let the young fella. Man, look, like you gonna, but I got you. As far as Deion Sanders, you can do more than one thing.
Exactly. And like I said, I'm not mad at that. Remember, Shaq used to rap. Kobe rapped. You're not the only one. So,
but Shaq is the platinum artist.
Yeah, Shaq is good. Shaq can actually rhyme. That's what I was saying. If you go look at the diss record he did for Dame Lillard over the Victory track, oh my goodness, he scorched him.
Scorched him. I think Dame got him on that. Though.
Nah, Shaq scorched him.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Shaq did come hard with the Victory shit.
Yeah, man.
But Shaq went ball for ball with Jay-Z, with the Wu.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
With Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
With Bushnick.
Yes.
Yeah. So Shaq a platinum selling artist.
Facts.
During a time with no social media, where you had to be really.
No, you're right. You're right. You had to actually have some skills. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get to this last topic. I'm sure you want to hear this. I know it's AFC North topic. So
all right, brother. All
right, brother. Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you.
All right.
Can always count on Bruce with a great call. All right, I appreciate that. All right, y'all. Let's get to the last topic. I'll get you out here for the night, man. I appreciate everybody who's still here with